Hello everyone, Silent here and welcome back to another Bugrock of the Week episode. Today we're going to be taking a look at all of the biggest, most glaring issues in the 1.11 update, also known as the Village and Pillage update for the Bedrock edition of Minecraft. There are a lot of big issues in this update, such as everything being able to spawn underneath trapdoors, gold farms being broken on easy mode, broken death messages, and inventory lag being back as well. So yeah, I'm just going to be showing you guys the biggest bugs that I've found in this update. Hopefully you guys do enjoy. If you haven't seen the previous episode of Bugrock of the Week, that is where we take a look at a whole bunch of other Village and Pillage bugs, such as Villager, Pillager, and Raid bugs. So of course, check that one out if you have not already. Links are where you would expect them to be. So before we get into today's episode, a little bit of a correction to the previous episode. In that one, I mentioned that the loot tables of the Pillagers were actually off a little bit, in that they could drop all different types of iron gear, enchanted books, and just things that they wouldn't generally drop if they were a normal mob. Now, this is actually intentional, and the reasoning behind this is that all of the loot that they drop, such as iron gear and enchanted books, is actually from the other villages that they have pillaged, which did not come to mind because I am just very used to Bedrock Edition having very broken loot tables, so I kind of just assumed that this was one of those cases of broken loot tables. I would not put it past Mojang for this to happen. I mean, after all, Shulkers had a completely broken loot table for like the past 6 months. So yeah, I was just kind of like, hey, this is broken too. And also, not a single soul on the internet mentioned that we can farm enchanted books from the raids, so I found that curious as well, but this is actually intentional. So a raid farm is a great source of iron, enchanted books, and other materials as well, which is honestly pretty awesome, and I'm pretty happy about that. So everybody derps sometimes, of course, but with that little correction out of the way, let's hop into the biggest bug of this update. As many of you know, they have finally made it so that creepers can actually spawn in 1.8 block tall areas, aka underneath upper trapdoors that are on like the top of a block. And this is wonderful. As many of you know, this would normally allow for creeper only farms, something that Bedrock Edition desperately needs because, well, gunpowder is basically 1 diamond each on most realms, and I'm not exaggerating, that is actually the price of gunpowder. Like, it is literally ridiculous. So yeah, the thing about this is that pretty much everything else can spawn underneath trapdoors too. So as you can see, zombies, they just don't care. Yeah. So zombies are actually physically shorter. As you can see, their head is actually clipping through the top of that, but apparently their hitbox doesn't care about that, because normally you would like hit on the edge of that block and they wouldn't be able to move. So they're actually physically shorter than they appear, which is interesting. It would be really nice if we had the ability to see hitboxes on Bedrock Edition. That way we could actually, like, you know, help the developers out in telling them exactly which mobs need fixing and where and how. But all we can do is really point at it and go, hey, this is broken. Can you fix it, please? And yeah, that's pretty much what we got going on here. So this is the biggest bug of this video. I would highly appreciate it if you guys did upvote this bug report, linked down in the description, the very top link, of course. And just upvote it, leave a comment on it, leave your platform if you have experienced this yourself as well. And hopefully they will get this fixed in the next update, and maybe we'll even get some creeper only farms, which would be lovely. And I want to clarify, it's not just zombies. I've also seen, of course, witches, skeletons, basically all other overworld mobs spawning underneath trapdoors. Typically, it would only be creepers and spiders that would be able to spawn underneath trapdoors. I believe maybe baby slimes would be able to as well. I'm not fully sure about that, but yeah, normally only creepers and only spiders would be able to spawn in a situation like this, but on Bedrock Edition, well, nothing is normal, is it? So the next issue is a pretty big one as well, and this has to do with nether portals and gold farms. So normally on easy difficulty, you would have a pretty rare chance of zombie pigmen spawning from a nether portal. I know this because, well, look at me, I just know how zombie pigmen work. So on normal difficulty, you would have twice the chance as easy difficulty to get a pigman, and then on hard difficulty, you would have 3 times the chance as easy difficulty to actually get yourself a pigman. That's just how the basic mechanics of them spawning guys works, and of course, a bigger portal gets you more guys. But the problem is that on easy difficulty, you will never get a zombie pigman to spawn from a portal. This is new in 1.11 as far as I'm aware, because my gold farms are kind of popular, and other people would have told me if this was an issue before this update. So let's go ahead and increase our random tick speed, because that does help, you know, spawn more zombie pigmen. So we're just going to increase that to 1,000, and normally you would see a whole bunch fall down in these channels right here, but we are not seeing anything. And because I'm crazy, let's go ahead and increase that to 4,000, and still, as you can see, there is absolutely no zombie pigmen. Because I don't want to absolutely kill my computer, let's put that down to 100 and then change that to hard difficulty, and you will see that we just get a ton of zombie pigmen very, very quickly. Maybe more than a ton. Oh god. Yeah, random tick speed 100 is it's quite nice. You want to bring it up to 1,000? You know what? Let's do it for science. Yeah, this is great. I love this. Random tick speed is just the best command. So next up, we have the partial fix of a pretty terrible bug from the 1.10 update. As you guys definitely remember from that update, the inventory lag was utterly horrendous. Basically, anytime you had enchanted items or shulker boxes full of enchanted items, or just empty shulker boxes in general, you would get extreme inventory stuttering. So basically, every time you'd open your inventory, it would take an extremely long time for it to open and just be utterly crazy. Client-side lag would be through the roof. So this is more or less fixed if we go ahead and break this chest right here and just pick up all these shulker boxes of just standard items. As you can see, it is pretty good. There's a little bit of stuttering, maybe like a quarter second or something, just barely noticeable, not really that big of a deal. Let's go ahead and put away these things. You'll notice that there is a tiny bit of lag when putting these away, but honestly, this is about 10 million times better than it was previously. So whatever fix they did, honestly, a great job. Now, the one issue is that there is still a little bit of inventory lag once you get into the higher amounts of shulker boxes, specifically ones full of enchanted items. So if we go and open our inventory now, you can see that there's a little bit of stuttering, but again, this is like 10 million times better than it was before. That little bit of stuttering that we just had would be like an empty inventory in the 1.10 update. And as you can see, there's a little bit of lag when putting this away now. Considerably more than with just normal items, but again, whatever fix they did, still awesome, but we need a little bit more support on this bug report. That way, hopefully it'll be fully fixed in the next update. But again, whatever Mojang did, totally awesome, just needs to be tested a little bit more thoroughly. So our next issue has to do with dying via zombie villager, and when you die from these guys, you actually get the incorrect death message. Well, not necessarily incorrect, it is technically correct, but it's not how it should be. So if this guy will hurry up and kill me because of slow lag, there we go. We will see in chat that I've died by %entity.zombie_villager_v2.name. Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful. It should just be zombie villager, but we got the version 2 villagers going on because they kind of replaced all the old villagers, you know, with the new villagers. It's confusing. So this is a bug that I'm mostly showing just because who knew that you could actually launch Tridents with dispensers? I mean, this is an amazing feature. I love it. I've thought several times, man, it would be amazing if you could launch Tridents with a dispenser. And you actually can. That is like super cool. Anyway, there is a little bit of a bug with this if you happen to use it with tridents that have absolutely zero durability. So if you didn't know, when a trident has literally no durability, you will not be able to throw it. So I'm right clicking all I want. I cannot throw these tridents. So let's go ahead and throw this plain unenchanted one in that dispenser right there, and then step on the pressure plate, and we'll see that be shot at us, and now we have a fully repaired trident. So, quick little way to completely repair your completely dead tridents, although honestly these things are so, like, common, like why would you even want to do this? Anyway, there's another little bug with this as well. As you can see, we can put in a loyalty one. This would typically come back to you, but we'll see what happens here. Boom, it bounces off our shield. As you can see, it is now full durability and it has no enchantments on it. So pretty weird one that I just randomly found while scrolling through the bug tracker. And yeah, anyway, now you know that these dispensers can actually shoot tridents, which is honestly a pretty awesome feature, and would highly suggest you make some traps out of this, because who on this platform does not have 20 million tridents? I mean, God, these things are so common, it's actually ridiculous. So of course, be sure to upvote all of the bug reports that are linked down in the description of the video. By upvoting the bug reports, you really do help get these bugs fixed in this game and overall make Bedrock Edition a better platform. So thank you very much for doing so. And also, if you have experienced these bugs yourself or have any additional information you would like to leave on the bug report, please do add that in a comment on the bug report, or just share what platform you're playing on. All of this additional information really does help the developers actually fix these bugs. So thank you very much for the support on the bug tracker, as always. So if you enjoyed this episode, do consider sharing it with your friends so that they can learn about these bugs to maybe help them avoid them in their worlds, or maybe just leave a like on the video as well. That helps out the video and the channel significantly, so thank you very much for doing so. If you want to see the next episode, be sure to subscribe. I upload one of these a week, and also a whole bunch of other tutorials and Let's Plays for the Bedrock Edition as well, so you probably don't want to miss them. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and thank you very much for the support. As always, I will see you guys down in the comment section and in the next one. And then there was silence.